Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Ansley Olson. Today we're going to draw an elephant using a grid.
One of the oldest and most ancient ways to get an accurate drawing on your piece of paper is using the grid method. A grid is just a bunch of squares that you draw on your paper. And all I did was I used a ruler for this. And then your reference photo also will need a grid on it to do this. So what we've done is we printed this little baby elephant picture, and using a Sharpie marker and a ruler, we drew on 2-inch squares. And so here, how many squares are on this side?
4.
4 squares. And how many squares go across the top and bottom?
3.
And you can see our papers are the exact same size, and we also have those 2-inch squares, 4 by 3. And so I'm going to show you guys how to do that using my paper. All you need to do is have a ruler, and you're going to mark every 2 inches along the edge. So a little tick mark for 2 inches here and a little tick mark at the 4-inch mark. Do that on the other side. You might need an adult to help you make the grid for your paper. So mark the 2-inch mark and the 4-inch mark, and then you take your ruler and you connect those two little dots with a straight line from end to end. And this is how you make a grid using a ruler. Then we'll do the same thing on the long side. We'll mark every 2 inches using a ruler. Here's the 2, the 4, and the 6. Flip it around. Do that on the other side. Mark the 2, the 4, and the
6.
And then we connect that all the way across with a straight line. So do you see how I was able to make 3 equal squares on one side and 4 equal squares on the other?
Yeah.
How many squares total are there? Or 3 4s is 12.
12 squares.
12 squares. Now I want to show you guys something else cool. You can actually order a grid on Amazon or on any art website. You can order a plastic transparent grid, and you can use that to place over your drawing or over your reference photo. I actually made one. So what I did was I took a plastic sheet, one of these 3-ring binder page protector sheets, size 8 by 11, 8.5 by 11, and I used Sharpie and I traced 1-inch squares all across it. So you can use that method too. And then what you would do is you would just place it over the top of your reference photo, wherever you want your squares to be. And that's what you draw from when you're doing your grid drawing. So I will attach a link to that transparency grid. You can order on Amazon, or you can make your own the way we did. I'll also attach a downloadable image of this elephant if you guys want to try drawing it at home too. All right, so are you ready to start?
Yep.
So we always have to be looking at our reference photo when we're using this method to see how to do this. So I'm actually going to show you the first step. I'm going to place it over here, and so you can do it in just a second. I am going to start with this corner up here, this square. And I can see a curved shape where the ear is just at the bottom of the square. Now they say a little bit at a time is the best way to learn something, right? And so when you're trying to draw something complex like an elephant, just doing it one little square at a time makes it so much easier.
Yeah, I've done a grid before.
You have. So I'm going to make a little mark where I think the top of the ear should go and where the side goes. And then I'm just going to make a swooping line connecting that. And so it looks like the corner of the ear. Do you want to try that?
Yeah.
All right, grab your pencil. Yeah, so there you've got the top loop or corner. Let's do the next box down. Now let's try to do this square. So we're going to take that ear and connect it all the way down to the corner of our box. You see that? So we're going to make a swooping shape for that side of the ear. I'll do mine with you. Nice. Now let's do the top of the ear, so this square. If you want to do the little inside part of the ear, there's like a little curve here. That shape. We're going to draw this little shape in the corner of that box. Let's do the other ear now. So I see kind of 3 equal shapes here. 1, 2, 3 equal distances. 1, 2, 3. See how the ears kind of divide that box into thirds? So the 2 ears and then the middle of the head is exactly in the middle are the same length. So we're going to make a space the same size as this distance for between the head, and then draw the other ear on the other third of that square. Yeah, nice. Now let's get the top of this ear in the far right corner. Ready?
Ready.
I see it coming about this far over on my paper. So we'll just connect that with a curve. Yeah, right about there. That's good. Okay, let's do the center of the head next. So for the center of the head, there's kind of this space between this line and where the head goes. And it makes this skinny, almost weird rectangle shape right here. Do you see this shape?
Yeah.
So we're going to be drawing around that shape.
Starting
like that.
Right here.
Yeah. Good job. Let's finish the other side of the head. So the trunk is about where the little mouth is. I would say about that wide. So you start at that point.
Right here.
And draw the side of the head. Yeah, that's good. You can add the little wrinkles at the top of the ear. I think the side of the face comes up a little higher in that square. See how it comes almost to the corner? Now to finish the square, we need to add eyes, don't we?
Yeah.
So I would say the elephant's eye is almost halfway up and it's very far on the side of the head. And you don't see a whole circle, almost just this little line where the eye goes. And the other side, you can see more of the eye. So we'll make it a little bigger, give it an eyelid and some eyelashes. Eyes are kind of tricky, huh? All right, let's finish this side of the ear here. Look at how in the grid, it comes and touches just under that line and then touches the side of the face. So we're going to bring the curve of the ear down under the line and touch the side of the face.
Doesn't look that easy.
You're just connecting the corner of the ear up next to the face. All right, we're going to do this square. Here it is in the picture. Do you see it? You ready to finish the right ear?
Uh-huh.
All right, so I see it coming down almost to the corner of this grid again. And we're just going to connect it to the top that we already drew. Nice. And then let's finish this side of the ear. Just kind of looks like that. See how it makes like a pointed shape at the bottom?
Kind of touches the head a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Nice. All right, which square do you want to do next? I'll let you choose.
I think we'll do the trunk.
The trunk? Perfect. Let's do that trunk. So this is the middle square just below the head. And the trunk is right in the middle of the square and it comes 2/3 of the way down. So almost more than halfway down. This would be half in the middle of the box. It's a little further than that. So I'm going to bring my trunk to right about there.
And I think I'll put mine right here.
And it's just a sock or snake shape. And it looks like the little tip of the trunk is curving under, like the elephant's about to feed himself something. Good. And do you see anything special inside of the trunk? What shapes do you see in there? They're kind of half circles, right?
Half circle.
These looping shapes over the trunk. The elephant's trunk is so bendy, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a really distinctive feature on an elephant, is those circles around the trunk. Which square would you like to do next? Oh, we should finish the legs here, huh? So touching the ear, this leg, look in the grid how it comes all the way down to the corner of that square.
Starting right here.
Starting at the bottom of the ear. There's a little space over and then it just comes all the way down to that corner.
All the way down to this corner.
Right. And then the foot is almost halfway across this square. Not quite, it's like right about here. And the foot comes up and touches the trunk. Are you just drawing the white shape? Because this is part of the leg too, the shadow shape right here is part of his leg. I could draw that line too and fill that in. It's dark. And now it looks like the shadow on the elephant's leg. Let's do the other leg. So this one, next to the trunk, comes down about here into this box. And so I'm just going to draw a line connecting the trunk to that little dot that I drew, and that's the leg.
Right here? Or right here?
So let's say pretty close to like right here is where we're drawing this side of the leg, and then you just draw it all the way up to the trunk. And draw the other side of the leg, and look at how there's a space between the side of the box and the leg, but kind of a skinny space. And this leg comes about halfway up that box and touches the side of the box right about here. See, we made it go to here, just like in the grid.
Right here?
Good job. All we have left is the body. We're almost done. Okay, I'm gonna scoot mine over so everyone can see it. So now we're doing these 3 squares is all we have left. Crazy how we broke that down into simple little shapes. So right below the ear, and this body comes about halfway across this box, we're just gonna connect that with a line, just like you see here.
Right here?
You're gonna make this line right here. That's good. Up to the ear. And then connect that line all the way halfway down this box, just like you see in the grid. So bring your line all the way down to the line here. And then we're gonna go a little further into this corner box to complete the foot. See that? Making the belly shape right here. I would fatten that up a little. What do you think? Otherwise he looks too skinny. There. Now I added some toes to my elephant. You said you could see the toes? Toes are just like, they look like little teeth coming up.
Elephant toes are
So cute.
and so easy.
So look at that. We both did complete elephant drawings from that grid, and that was so helpful, wasn't it? Now let's add a little bit of grass, and then we can outline it with Sharpie. And if you want to add some dark shadows, I'm going to add one under the head here, like I see in the picture. You can just kind of shade it with your pencil to make it a little darker. I also see some ridges in the flappy ears, almost look like sunbeams. And in the legs, I see these wrinkles where the knobby knees are. And then something else I drew, Ansley, was this curved shape where the belly comes up. You see how it just kind of curves up like that? And that'll help it look even more real. Nice. Are you ready to outline?
Yeah.
All right, now just for fun, we're gonna grab our Sharpies and outline, and then we'll erase all of our lines and you'll have a nice clean elephant drawing. Now using this technique, you can draw any complex subject matter. Elephants are not really easy to just draw without any help like this. So this way, we're just breaking it into little pieces. So much easier to do that way. All you have to pay attention to is one square at a time, right? I would say learning how to draw using a grid is one of the most important techniques any artist can learn, because using a grid, you can draw just about anything. Very good. Super job. That sure looks like an elephant, doesn't it?
I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button and hit subscribe. Bye. See you next time.